By the Three Lions of England scoring for tonight against their rivals in Ukraine. My word, did they wait for this moment to make everything rain using Harry Kane against Ukraine. England getting the maximum gain and getting a ticket into the semi-final stage of Euro 2020. They are closer to getting it home than ever before, but they found themselves in this same situation in the World Cup in Russia in 2018 before being stopped by the likes of Croatia and France. The teams that eventually got to the final, France emerging as world champions at that time of asking. Welcome back to our coverage of all the action from Euro 2020. We missed out on it. Harry Kane scored twice. He's now found the back of the net 3 times in the European Championships, just like Raheem Sterling. And for England, they have amazing stories to be telling right now. Ukraine fought hard, but was never good enough to stop an English team who are getting better as the games come and go, Chidiebere.
Well, absolutely. It was a delight to watch. And we were here talking about it, that the second half was going to be key. I was talking about the first 15 minutes of the second half, and it sure was key for England. It was either Ukraine coming into the party or it was England finishing up the job. And I think, whatever Gareth Southgate told them at halftime, surely they came into the first 5-6 minutes of the second half and they absolutely executed it to perfection. Harry Kane, for all the talks of him not scoring the goals, now he's picking up form. Chuma, this is the best time for England to pick form.
Yeah.
4 goals is the highest scoring game yet at Euro 2020. And, a team in form is a dangerous thing. You don't want to play against them. And we're talking about a team who are yet to concede, During the build-up, I talked about the English defense being made up of Manchester defenders in Luke Shaw, Maguire, and John Stone and the like. So there's something working for Gareth Southgate, and that's the right combination. He's found it.
Yeah.
Today he started Jadon Sancho. No one expected that. Perhaps, he must have been thinking to himself, he's just signed for Manchester United, so he would want to perform. So I think he's gotten the right combination, and then England are picking from. Remember Spain, 5 goals in their last 2 games. They scored 5 against Slovakia, 5 in the game against Croatia. So form is a dangerous thing, and I think this makes for a very exciting next round of games.
No, I don't think so. Sometimes they say the best form of defense is attack. If they've been struggling to keep it clean at the back, then as long they've been getting the goals, because there's nothing wrong with you conceding 4 and scoring 5 in a particular game. It just shows you how good you are up going forward. But just that the problem is there are days where you might not really get the luxury of scoring so many goals in a match, and keeping it clean at the back happens to be a problem. So I think it's a good one for the English boys. Harry Kane was able to release the rain against Ukraine tonight, and now the English players can now eat plantain.
Indeed.
So I think
and
now
they can go home and maintain. Because their joy is something no one can contain.
I can tell you for a fact.
Will you guys celebrate with them in Costain?
No, but I'm just in my lane, sir.
Nice.
Now going into the next round, I think the English players are fired up. For Shevchenko and his boys, they've had a brilliant campaign, even though they considered so many goals in this tournament. But I think they'll go home and look back and say, yes, we did make good account of ourselves. For them, the journey ends here, but that does not mean that the journey is done and dusted for this side. They still have to plan and prepare for the next World Cup, try to make sure they qualify, secure qualification, and be at Qatar when the next World Cup is set to go down. So a lot of positives to take away from this game, from this tournament for them. And if there's one thing they need to work on going forward, I think it has to be they are defending the back line. They need to rejig that back line, try to see if you have other players that can play better at the back compared to the players they brought into this tournament, looking at the number of goals they conceded. So I think all round it's been a great campaign for Shevchenko and his boys. They should be proud.
Well, what a wonderful game.
Yeah.
One of the things we can take out of this is that the English team has really shown a lot of class today.
Yeah.
And we must give kudos to the coach and the fact that the FA had painstakingly worked towards developing homegrown talents.
Yeah.
And as we can see, it's beginning to pay off. And I hope that those who are in charge of our sports can borrow a leaf from this. When you plan, when you have a future outlook to things, and you put things in order, it's just a matter of time you'll begin to reap the rewards. No one will bet against the English team
something
right
Nigeria
now.
should learn from, I guess.
Exactly. No one will bet against the English team right now.